What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of your favorite nerdy podcast, where we talk about everything pop culture, but especially sports, anime, comic books, and movies. That podcast being Comic
X. Weeba! Ha! Ha! Ha!
I'm your co-host James, aka Comics for Cheap, aka hashtag Send It to James, aka Magneto Beto, and I got your co-host here with me.
I don't even know what that means, but it's your boy Chris, aka Dino. Hit me with the music. Black Santa, revere me.
Revere.
Acknowledge me.
Acknowledge.
AKA, how the hell does Bradley Beal have a no trade clause? Seriously, Bradley Beal has a no trade clause. I want anybody who knows anything about the NBA to keep that in mind. Bradley Beal, we ain't talking about Steph. We ain't even talking about dudes on his team, Kevin or Booker. We ain't talking about LeBron. We talking about Bradley Beal has a no trade clause. AKA super cold. What? What? Water. Sponsored by nobody. We still don't got no gosh diggity darn sponsors, but I'm telling y'all, it's coming soon. Because matter of fact, Super Cold got something for y'all right now. Super Cold was in talk. You know, he was actually talking to your boy, because we're going to talk a little about it later. But Super Cold, y'all wondering how Kendrick been putting on these crazy stuff, that he would talk about Super Cold. Super Cold talk with Kendrick. You know what I'm saying? I was telling Kendrick, I was like, yo, man, you can't let Drake continue to disrespect you like that. You know what I'm saying? Because, you know, Super Cold wouldn't let that go down. You know what I'm saying? Super Cold would hit him up with some, you know what I'm saying? Super Cold, he's just over there. Little sneak peek. Super Cold would be like, Drake. And see, that's enough. Y'all don't need to hear anymore. Because that's enough right there. Super Cold hit y'all with some fire.
Don't even need to hear no more.
Right there. But I can't go too far, because if I go too far, then I'm spoiling it. You know what I'm saying? I'm spoiling it. But ridiculous. Don't worry, man. Super Cold got something for y'all. Because matter of fact, it's gonna be coming on the Instagram soon. Super Cold and old. Well, super old, actually. That's what he calls. So super old gonna be up there too. And we got something special for y'all. But you know, y'all super gonna have to wait.
Super cold.
Then, what you say? Super old,
I
cold.
Said super old and super cold. I like
that's it. What I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. That's the crazy combination. That's the most dangerous combination. But you know what I'm saying, you know. Until then, until we get those sponsors that's going to be coming in, because me and Kendrick were talking about what sponsors we might be able to get over here. But until we get those in, because Kendrick got to handle his Drake stuff right now. But until we get those sponsors in, we are unsullied since 2021.
That's right. Hit the like button for us. Subscribe if you haven't already. We appreciate you. We'll always get to you, whether you're live or in the comments. Drop a chat. We already got John's comments from kids. He says, "What's happening? All is this where we send our kids to hang out with James?" You already know. See, it's already bleeding over from Instagram, Chris. This is what I was telling you backstage. It's crazy. I don't understand what this guy's problem is. I like. Okay, here's the story. All right.
Yep.
So I'm at the grocery store.
Yeah.
And I'm just looking for some mac and cheese. Bro, I literally just want some mac and cheese, bro.
What's wrong with that, bro?
I'm looking at the shelf. I'm trying to find it, whatever. I'm looking for a good deal. And some kid grabs my leg. Okay, I don't know this kid.
Random kid.
I don't know what's happening. Like, literally, it was just like they were trying to tell me something or whatever. And instinctually, I'm in my own world at this point. I'm crazy. I'm a little out there, all right? Instinctually, I swat the hand away. It ain't nothing. It's not like I punched this child in the face. I didn't do any crazy shit, right? Okay.
Right.
Mom wants to catch an attitude. She's trying to make it racial. I'm like, ma'am, I'm just trying to buy some mac and cheese. I get the mac and cheese off the shelf and I walk away. I'm not trying to be on TikTok over this. You know what I mean? I'm not trying, like, this is just, it is what it is. A kid grabbed my leg.
Did she take her phone out?
So I make a, no, I don't think so. But like, I don't know. She was talking, she, jabbering. She's loud. Yeah. Whatever. So like I go home, I make a little
I gotta
Instagram
ask.
story.
I gotta ask. I
Gotta
gotta ask.
ask what's
Was she
what's up?
cute?
Bro, I wasn't in the situation long enough to notice anything. Like it was just a very
I was
quick
asking for a friend. 'Cause, yeah, I know.
reaction, like I thought it was a bug on my pants. That's the type
Mhm.
of swat that I made. It wasn't like I'm malicious. It
Yeah.
was a oh shit. Like, oh, but
Yeah.
then it was a kid. Oh, okay. Well, let me get my mac and cheese and get the fuck out of here. So I make an Instagram story just making a joke about how I would wrestle pile drive a child for like I was like, why doesn't anyone teach about stranger danger no more? You know what I mean? Like it's just I was just making a joke. And this dude
No,
gets
no,
all
I
up in
feel
his
you. But the power dropping of the children, that's why we don't got
yeah,
no sponsors.
into another
I feel
dimension, like that kind of thing. Like, oh,
you. Mhm.
like teach your child some manners type of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, this dude gets caught up all in his feelings and start making a joke. First of all, he's saying I'm a child abuser. Now he's saying I'm a pedophile from this situation. I was like, bro, I'm the world's worst pedophile if I'm trying to get a child off of me. You know what I mean? This is crazy. I don't understand the accusations. This is ridiculous.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's what John's Comics is talking about. And that's apparently how we're opening this podcast. But let's jump into something a little more lighthearted and fun. You
Yes.
were talking about the Drake and Kendrick stuff. Why don't we just kick it off with that?
Why don't we do that? Why don't we do that? So looks like the homie Kendrick done hit back. He hit back with his
Okay.
response. And what was the name of it, Dino?
I think it was Euphoria, right?
Mm-hmm.
What's up,
Yep.
John?
He hit back with it, and honestly, man, it was pretty good. It was pretty
Okay.
good. It's kind of what you expect. Kendrick is he opening up, man. I mean, he gonna do what he gonna do. And this is one of those things where, because if you remember the Drake and Pusha T beef, if you really go with the lyricist aspect of it, Pusha T beat Drake.
Okay.
If you're just looking at the lyricist aspect of it, I
Look,
think Pusha T
I've
kind of beat
said
him.
for a long time that Pusha T is a very slept on,
Yeah,
underrated artist, not just like
right.
rapper or songwriter or anything like just artist
Mm-hmm.
overall. I mean, you got to
You
like
did.
look. He made the McDonald's jingle. A lot of people don't know that shit. He made a different jingle too. I think he make the Arby's jingle.
Oh, I don't know. I knew the McDonald's one. I remember hearing about that one. Did he do Artie's too?
I think he did Arby's too. My
That's
man
crazy.
is talented on another level.
Extremely, extremely.
I'll have to double check that to make sure I'm saying my facts right. But yeah, go ahead. Yeah, I know Pusha T can outright someone who has to rely on ghostwriters. Come on now.
Exactly. And that's the thing, man, because Drake gonna have to go right back to the OVO sweatshop, you know what I'm saying, to get those boys out there
The
working doing their
sweatshop.
job. That's that sweatshop. They got their job, and when Drake get talking. Yo, I saw something that was funny. It was on Long Beach Griffey, and that dude is he's so funny. But
Oh
I
my
did
god, I know that dude. Yeah. Yeah.
I did see something. I didn't even watch the whole clip. I just saw like a little clip of it, and it was like Drake crying over the situation, and he was naming everybody else on his team Drake 001, Drake 0002, like they're all Drake. It didn't like he was like, you know what? If whoever puts the best disc together, you get to go home for Christmas to see your children. Only for 2 hours, though. Only 2 hours. That shit had me rolling. I gotta see the whole video because I didn't see the whole video, but that had me
You
rolling.
get to see your family for Christmas. Bro,
Two
that's
hours though. Only
ridiculous.
2 hours now. You
Only
can't go.
2
Don't
hours.
go
That's
too
right.
far.
And then back
And
in the
like one
shop.
of the other Drakes was like, "Oh, that's a long time." But that's what Drake gonna have to do. He gonna have to go back to the OVO sweatshop. He gonna have to get them boys out there writing a new rhyme, getting that thing going. But this is like a bigger fear because with Pusha T, no offense to Pusha T, but I don't think he's as big as Kendrick is. Right? He's not as big as Kendrick Lamar.
He's
Where
definitely
this
not as
might
like
be,
recognized as the name. Yeah.
yeah, recognize his name. I mean that way. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
This
yeah,
is
yeah, for sure.
probably because even with Meek, I can make an argument Kendrick's probably bigger than Meek was.
Okay.
It's an argument
Yeah,
that can be made
I
at
mean, for
least.
sure. Look, Kendrick played the Super Bowl, Meek did not.
Right.
I mean,
Right.
it's
So
pretty
I would
simple. You
definitely
could
say
put it that
Kendrick's
way.
bigger.
Yeah.
So this is probably Drake's biggest person he's really beefing with. in terms of like, because I can't really remember some of the other guys he really went against, but nobody majored. I think really the biggest one everybody was talking about when he went against Meek, and it was like, oh, now he's finally going against a lyricist or whatever, and look how that handled. Meek just didn't know how to handle beef. And then now he's going against someone like Kendrick. Like, this is probably a Drake's overall his worst nightmare. Because Kendrick is somebody that's going to continuously go back to him and continuously come at him.
I'm with you. So with Meek Mill, like, again, I'm not as into especially all the current rap as I know like you are or some other people are for sure. But Meek Mill is definitely not, like, you can't take away some of his lyricism and talent that he's got.
Oh, Meek got some fire. I'm a fan of Meek.
Yeah, but I mean, Drake did definitely turn around and like put a stop to that shit real fast. And I don't even know if that was serious or not. It seemed like there was a little publicity stunt going on there. Who knows? Drake got an Oscar, or not an Oscar. He got a Grammy off of the disc, which is crazy, unheard of, never happened before.
And I'm not even it wasn't even that good neither for a Grammy. Honestly, it was great. It was great, but for a Grammy,
it just seemed like it was all a little bit publicity. But yeah, now he's going up against someone who really is more known for his pen game than anyone else. And you know, another Dr. Dre protege person that we got going on here with Kendrick. And I'm gonna be honest, I've never been a huge fan of Kendrick overall. I'm not gonna sit here and be like, oh, I listen to all his albums and shit. I listen to some of his music, you know, it's cool. But yeah, no, I agree. I would say that that Drake probably wouldn't want to start some shit with Kendrick.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I mean, you saw J. Cole quickly was like, yo, my bad, man. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry, Kendrick. We good. We are good. If you want, man, I will kiss your ass in front of everybody. He ain't go that far. But he still apologized and was like, yo, I don't want this smoke right now. Like, I don't want this smoke. And I've said it before. If you listen to a lot of J. Cole stuff, that dude comes across as a bully at times because he be dissing everybody. But no one really comes back at him. But when Kendrick was like, oh, you want to go? He was like, nah, I don't. I'm good. You got that, boy. You got that, champ. I'll little brother myself on you. Drake is in an interesting situation because Drake can't do that. Because at least with J. Cole, it was more of like the initial stuff with that anyway seemed like it was like J. Cole was more of a bystander where the diss wasn't really at him. It was mainly at Drake anyway. So for them to be like, and you know, they was supposedly cool anyway. So for them to kind of squash that in a simple way, cool, that's fine. But with Drake can't come out and like do that. Drake has to like finish this through. And I'm not going to front. I don't think Drake can finish this in a dub. Like, I think Drake will take an L on this. If Kendrick continues to hit this dude like he's hitting him, I don't think Drake's going to be able to respond too much longer.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think it's going to keep going back and forth like for much longer anyway.
Now, some people just got to be like, going a little far because they're like, oh my God, like this is going to be some crazy stuff. They're going to start like, it's going to be on site. No, I don't think Kendrick or Drake have it in them to be sitting there.
This is not a Tupac Biggie situation.
It really ain't.
Come on, bro.
It's just fun. It's just fun little back and forth in the grand scheme of things. Like, no one's going to get
no one's scared. Competition breeds excellence. I've always said that.
Yeah.
And so going up, even when I was, you know, doing my little thing 10, 12 years ago, whatever. And I would
will be back on the album.
Sign up for these little tournaments. It was always fun. It was nothing ever personal. We would say some wild shit. But we knew, you know, it was just like if you say it for the rhyme or because the punchline fits or whatever, it's like, oh shit, that's clever as fuck. You know, it ain't personal. It's not, and especially in 2024, it's definitely not on that level of like Tupac and Biggie, like someone's really gonna catch a bullet for this shit. It's just like competition breeds some inspiration, which makes you, you know, want to step your game up to the next level. And then, you know, that's good overall for the music industry and rap and hip hop for where it is, you know, in this day and age. And you know, that's all I gotta say about that. Like, I don't think it's gonna go back and forth forever. I think at some point it's just gonna kind of fizzle out. And but I think both of them right now are benefiting from the spotlight, so they're gonna act like, you know, it really is that serious. And you know, sell a couple albums, get some extra streams, get a little money in their pocket, and then move on to whatever's next.
No doubt. And this was a long time coming. They've had tension against each other for a long time. And finally, they're actually officially going at each other, which is pretty cool to me. But
yeah,
it ain't nothing too serious. This ain't like it's gonna get dangerous, like you said. This ain't no on site, like I was saying. Like nothing bad like that's should happen from any of this. It should just be two guys going at it, and then there'll be a winner, there'll be a loser, and then they'll move on. Because at this point of Drake's career, he can take this L, and it's gonna.
Yeah, it ain't even an L, really.
It probably won't be. But I do think Drake will lose this battle. I don't think he's gonna.
Yeah, I mean, lose the battle, but is it really an L? Is what I'm saying. No,
I get you. That's why I'm like, yeah, I get what you mean. Yeah, nah, it ain't gonna be in the grand scheme of things. It ain't gonna be an L.
Yeah,
Drake's gonna be
exactly.
right. Drake's gonna be A-okay. So
it's not like oh, he just came on the scene and then Kendrick put him down,
right,
or something like that. Both of these dudes have been around for a minute. We know who these guys are.
I will say though,
they're not
Drake
going nowhere.
End up coming out on top of this whole thing, that's gonna build his legacy even more. Because then they're gonna be like, because Kendrick is looked at as a really good rapper, and they're gonna be like, yo, he beat him too.
Right.
So for Drake, it's not necessarily a win-win, but in the grand scheme of things, it probably is kind of a win-win for him. No matter what happened, Drake's gonna be fine.
Yeah. Oh yeah, exactly. For sure.
Yeah, that's
I'm with you. All right, let's move into some sports talk. Right. What we got sports wise? I'll tell you what we got sports wise. At least for my side with the NHL before we go with the NBA. NHL, New York Rangers swept. First time in 15 years that they swept a series, 4 games to nothing.
Let's go.
Capitals. I mean, a lot of people are like, here's the funny thing about it is that I didn't realize, I think I've said this before on the podcast, but I didn't realize how many New York Rangers haters there are, period. Until I followed the Rangers on social media or whatever, and it's absurd. It's so much more than almost any other NHL team is ridiculous. But
you got to think about it. New York.
Yeah, I know.
Is rocking. Yeah, they're gonna get that hate. And what's so crazy about it? New York's such a great sports town. It's just crazy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So everyone was like, "Oh yeah, wouldn't it be so funny if the Rangers get the President's Trophy, first in the league in the regular season, and then their first round exit, and then they sweep, and all of a sudden everybody's tune switches to, oh well, Capitals weren't even supposed to be in the playoffs to begin with, so it wasn't really a challenge for the Rangers, blah blah blah." I was like, "Bro, come on, son." But they swept, and they're moving on to the second round of the playoffs to play the Carolina Hurricanes.
I was just about to say.
It happens, bro. Every year it happens. I got to deal with this, man. I wish that they would switch divisions so that it would at least be the Eastern Conference Finals, so that at least when I have to watch them battle each other, I know one of them is going to the Cup. But that's not even how I can sit here and watch this. I got to be like, God damn it, one of these teams is going to the Eastern Conference Finals, and then maybe none of them are going to the Cup.
Well, you're confusing me a little bit. So doesn't it matter in hockey like it do other sports? At least it was just let's take basketball. Isn't it about the seeding of your wins and losses? Because
it is.
Okay.
So the Rangers
just the
were
Hurricanes,
first.
and that their records are close enough where they face each other and
always. So basically, it's always the Rangers are first, or the Hurricanes are first, and the Rangers are second, or the Hurricanes are second, and so that it's 1 versus 4, 2 versus 3, and then they go to the next round. So I did go to Game 5 with the Hurricanes against. Oh my God, I'm completely blanking. The Hurricanes played against. Holy shit, dude. Dude, I was so going so crazy, I forgot who the fuck the Hurricanes are playing. Oh shit, that's too funny. Okay, well anyway, I went to Game 5 in Raleigh, so we traveled out there. Hurricanes versus the Islanders, another New York team. I'm sorry, we play them almost every year, and it's we beat them almost every year. It's kind of actually the governor of North Carolina sent out a tweet today that said, "Thank you, New York Islanders, for being our playoff warm-ups yet again." I was like, damn, that's savage, bro. That's fucking
that is savage, yo. That's savage.
That is savagery. I was like,
Damn.
God damn. But anyway, okay, so they beat them at home. It was really hyped. Like I was so like Alexis and I had great tickets. We had a really fun time. I don't think we're gonna be able to afford to go to any other of the playoff games because we looked at the Canes versus Rangers
Oh
and it
yeah,
was
it's not happening.
literally double the price of what we
Oh yeah,
paid for the fucking first round
absolutely.
playoffs. I was like, God damn. But yeah, so I'm very excited. Lots of other teams have moved on. I know the Oilers with Connor McDavid have moved on, so that's good. We got the Panthers who went to the Cup last year. They've moved on. There's a lot of teams they're moving on. A couple teams I think playing this evening to wrap up the first round. But yeah, it's been a good playoffs so far. I'm pretty excited. Now I'm just not excited about having to watch the Rangers and the Canes have to battle it out for to advance. But it is what it is, I guess.
It is what it is.
That's right. What we got NBA wise though?
Man, NBA wise, matter of fact, we're gonna hope that the other New York team, well, the New York team in the NBA, the Knicks, can finally handle their business because God knows they threw away that game against Philly. Speaking of the great city of New York, man, it was so funny because Joel Embiid, the star of the Philadelphia 76ers, he went off on the fans before they won the last game, but the game before that in Philly, he kind of went off on. He didn't go off, but he was disappointed in the fans that New York tucked that over. And remember, Philadelphia is an excellent sports town, but New York is just better. New York came in there in drones and they completely took over Philly. You would thought that was a home game in the Garden. It was not. But you would think that was a Knicks home game. Those fans was nothing but Knicks, it seems. It was insane. I ain't never seen nothing like that for a Philadelphia team. Like, if it's Atlanta, that's one thing. Like, Atlanta's a terrible sports town. Miami, even when the Heat was bumping, it's a bad sports town. I mean, the Miami Marlins can't even they can't pay anybody to come by to go into their stadium. They can pay people to be like, here, man, I give you $100, just sit in the seat for like an hour. Now we good. Like Miami's a bad sports town. Like there's bad sports towns, but Philly's not one of them. But damn, you would have thought so with how New York took over. But let's get to the last game. The last game they played, man, that was embarrassing. The Knicks had that game won, and they choked it away. And it kind of concerned me because now, the Knicks have a chance to end this in game 6 and put these boys away. If they lose this game, then it goes to game 7. Knicks better get it done tonight. I was going to say, Knicks better get this done tonight because if this series continue, I think Philly's going to end up beating them and it's going to be embarrassing. Because the Knicks had literally a 3-1 lead and you just choking a 3-1 lead away. That ain't cool.
They play tonight at 9. Okay. They play tonight right after our podcast. Look at that. Okay.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, that's what's going to be. But, hey, we'll see what they do. But what I'm here to really get, man, all right, first off, the Lakers. My Lakers went down to Denver. No shot. I mean, hey, you heard me on this podcast say I think Denver's going to beat us anyway. Oh, the Dragon is here.
The Dragon. What's up? He says, how is everyone? We're doing good. Hope you're doing well, Ruben.
That's right, brother. The Lakers went down, but hey, I said it before. I thought Denver was going to beat them anyway. I think Denver is the team to the defending champions. The issue with the Lakers want that the one thing LeBron said was true when he said we never had like much time to be together this year because there was tons of injuries. And when the Lakers was whole, it was really good. But the Lakers had a lot of injuries. Not necessarily like an excuse, but it is what it is. And then 2 of the games they lost was from game winners from Jamal Murray. Like he literally hit 2 game winners in 2 different games. The Knicks could have easily won the series. And then even in the last game that they lost, this was also sucks. The Lakers had a lead in all in all 5 games in the first half. Like the Lakers was really they really had things like the Lakers could have beat Denver. But I knew Denver would win because Denver is just honestly, they have better leadership. And that's a knock on LeBron, in my opinion, but they do have better leadership. And I trust Yoke more than I do LeBron. And AD unfortunately got hurt. In the last game, he got hurt. But hey, no, look, I know usually the thing is AD always get hurt. AD played excellent this year. I don't want to hear any AD slander. He was killing it in the playoffs. He killed it in the regular season. AD did what he had. He did all he could. And the injury he sustained was literally somebody hit him so hard in his arm, and he still played through the rest of the game. But you can tell he could barely move his arm, so he couldn't do any more scoring. But he gave it all he got. I don't want to hear any slander to AD this year. He worked his ass off. AD did great. It's not on AD.
No.
LeBron played his best too, but
not
LeBron
is not on the unibrow.
Not on the unibrow at all. LeBron is at an age now where his ability does not affect winning like it used to. I mean, it is what it is.
Look, like you could. The man has been so dominant for 20 years.
Right.
Like, it does come to an end at some point. We're not all Omni-Man.
Right. And hell, looking at LeBron, again, this is a dude who's still giving you like 25 points to 30 at times. Like, LeBron is still unbelievable. The greatest, when it turns to like athletical, like the athlete like this, I can't say anyone's a better pure athlete than LeBron ever. Because I've never seen a guy who's 39 who can still do what he do.
I wish that in my declining health, or not, it's not even declining health, but like as I age, that I'm still putting up 30 in the NBA. That's insane. That's insanity. That's crazy.
Indeed.
And like, I get that, with greatness, it breeds hate, and so many people are like, hating on LeBron or whatever, or trying to make comparisons with other players that have played before, which you can never really truly do.
You can't.
But like, it's just like, can we just respect the fact that the dude is almost 40 and he's still putting up 30 a game in the NBA? Like, that's phenomenal. Bro. That's ridiculous.
It's phenomenal indeed. No other player has done that. Like, it's unbelievable.
No.
And it's also, like, gotta give him his respect. But this is what I was talking to my uncle about on Sunday. My Uncle Ernest, I was like, yo, man, this is now just the passing of the torch. This is a new era. These are the younger guys taking over. Like Ant-Man, I've talked about it up here before. This is a guy who could be the face of the NBA. Like, this dude, and the comparisons are completely out where they're like, he's the closest thing now to Kobe. He reminds you from Michael. It was Michael to Kobe. Now it's Kobe to Ant-Man. They're like, this dude reminds you of Michael and Kobe. Those are the two guys he reminds you of. And he does. Anthony Edwards. Ant-Man has that. He has that mentality out there. He talks that trash, but the way he plays the game and his mindset, you listen to him in interviews, you think this dude is Kobe Bryant at times. Like, he literally was sitting there talking to Ant. He was like, Ant, your issue was you were fouling. Stop fucking fouling. It's that simple. When you're not fouling, look at what happens. And he was just breaking the game down in a way that Kobe or Michael would break the game down to a teammate where, it's not necessarily sounding like he does it in a way where it's a lot more like nicer, but it's harsh, but it's nicer. But he's serious at the same time. Like, dude, stop.
You gotta be.
Stop doing stupid stuff. We'll be good. And the dude is unbelievable. And because of that unbelievableness, he sent home Kevin Durant.
Right.
And them boys.
Yeah, isn't this like the first year that KD, LeBron, and Curry are not moving on to the second round in like
they're all gone,
like 20 years or some crazy shit?
It's crazy.
That's wild.
They're all gone.
I mean, and people are like worried about the future of the NBA. Like, bro, we're in the future of the NBA right now.
We are. And the future's pretty bright. The boys in OKC, I'm happy. They won a series and they're moving on. Number 1 seed. They're going to the second round. Oh, what Dragon saying?
Dragon say, didn't you say all that about Victor? Who's your mama?
Victor, who's your mama?
Victor, who's your mama?
Wembanyama. But the future is amazing though, in the sense of with Victor Wembanyama. Once that team starts getting going, because this dude has so much talent himself, he did very good his rookie year. So the future's bright on him. You got
there's also the fact that like he's not going to be the only one coming up to the NBA that's that tall. Soon, I would say in the next 5 years, we're going to get 2 or 3 more dudes that are that tall who can ball like Victor.
I don't know about
it's gonna be a game changer. You don't
I
think
don't know
so?
about that.
I've been seeing
I don't
some
know about that. I don't see that.
reels and
Not his skill
TikToks
set.
of like high school and college players that are fucking 7'6", that are literally, they don't even have to jump to get the rim. It's ridiculous.
But it's more to that though, because there has been players in
Oh,
the
there's
past
more
who had
to it.
that size and have that height, but they was complete garbage in the NBA. This dude's
Okay.
skill set is something unique. And I will say it does look like he's a transcendent player, and you don't get many of those. So I do think he is unique, and I think he's something special. My biggest fear with him is, like always, any big guy is going to be injuries, but he looks like he's going to be
He
something
made
else.
it through this year.
No, he did. He did excellent. He did excellent this year. But again, you got Ant-Man, you got OKC, Shea, Kildress Alexander. I mean, you got so many great young players. Luka Doncic, Yoke. I mean, you got all these really great young players, and like the league is in great hands moving forward. Ain't nothing to really worry about there. But it's just crazy seeing our heroes, seeing Steph Curry, my boy, not doing nothing. He's done. He's home. Seeing Kevin Durant go home, LeBron James go home. Like, it's crazy seeing this kind of stuff. But I want to say this real quick to end this thing. The Suns, Kevin Durant's in a bad situation again. And I mean, like I said in the intro, I don't know how the hell Bradley Beal got a no trade clause. I don't know how that happened. Bradley Beal is not a player who deserves a no trade clause. He's not that good. Like, this is ridiculous. But this dude came out there and gave you like 9 points in the elimination game. You got Booker out here giving you 40. KD out here trying to give you 33. This dude give you like 9. Like, what the hell are we supposed to do with that? The team is literally constructed to only be the big three. Like, y'all gave up everything. Remember when they made the trade? What I said, they gave up their best wing defender. They don't got no defense. I hope they can outscore everybody. Unfortunately, they can't. And they end up finding out, damn, not only do we need a little bit of defense, we probably need an actual point guard. Bradley Beal is not a point guard. He is a guy who can score. I guess he used to be. But he's a guy who can't. He can't play the point. And I know some people was like, well, Devin Booker can. No, he can't. He can play point for a little while, but when you need him to play point, that's not his game. He is a scorer. He is a guy who's going to put the ball in the hoop. He's not a guy who's going to sit back there and dictate how the game runs. He's not that kind of player. Who you needed? I bet you wish you still had Chris Paul right now. You need a traditional point guard. That's what you need. Right. And they don't have that, and they don't have any defense. So it's no shocker they got swept in the first round.
Sweep. It's just embarrassing. Get out the broom.
That's right, man. Broom got to get out. And honestly, they got their coach fired. Frank Vogel going to be the one fired. They're going to blame him. They got to blame somebody, and they can't break that team up because those players are getting paid too much. And again, Bradley Beal has a no trade clause. So you can't even get rid of your weakest link. You have to beg and plead for him to want to leave. You can't do it yourself. So stupid. So stupid.
Vinyl Dragon says that's why we have James. He can provide the defense. Heck, he almost jumped on the ice the other day. That's right. You know what? Okay, so one of the I think is one of the most brilliant. I think that Carolina Hurricanes, out of any other NHL team, has one of the most brilliant like social media and marketing teams that exist in the NHL anyway. But basically, what their phrase this year has been is cause chaos. And so on all their towels for the playoff games, they give everyone like a free towel so you can wave it in the stadium or whatever, and all of them say cause chaos. And I love that. I really do. It's really funny. But yeah, I was like, they don't even know that I already am the chaos. Like, I could jump out there right now. There were some Islanders fans right in front of me in the next row or whatever. They were sitting in front of me, and they weren't wearing Islanders jerseys or shirts. They didn't want to draw attention to themselves at all. But I could tell. You could just tell they were wearing like college shirts and shit. They looked like businessmen. They weren't cheering for the Canes when the Canes scored or no shit. So like they got up to leave 10 minutes left in the end for the game, and I was like, "Bye, Islanders. See you later." I was talking mad shit, dude. I was going crazy. But yeah, I'll jump out there on the ice, no problem, bro.
Yeah.
If the fucking if the glass wasn't so high.
Hey, I'll probably get us a sponsor or two. Yeah, go ahead.
My dog is going crazy right now. I don't know why he's shouting and howling. I don't know if you can hear it or not.
I cannot.
Okay, good. I can hear it. All right.
Yeah.
So anyway,
Mm-hmm.
I was just going to ask you before we end the sports segment, who do you think is going to win it all for the NBA?
Okay, so honest to God, I can't pick the Boston Celtics because I'm a Laker fan and I'm a New Yorker. I can't pick them. But in reality, the Boston Celtics. But the team that I will pick to win the whole thing will be the Denver Nuggets.
Okay.
But again, in a
So
reality pick, I'm gonna say it
asterisk.
straight up, honest to God. I don't see how any team, if the Boston Celtics stay completely healthy and stay on it, there is not a single team that is currently constructed in the playoffs that can beat them in a 7-game series.
Wow.
But
Okay. So
I'm going to pick them
asterisk for the Boston Celtics, and
because
we'll come
I
back to
cannot,
that.
honest to God, pick the Boston Celtics.
Have they won recently? I don't think they've won in a while, right? They've gotten
The
close a
last
couple
time,
of times.
remember, they was in the finals a couple of years ago, but they lost to Steph. The last time they won a championship was 2008 when they beat the Lakers, and then we beat them a couple of years later.
Okay. So they've gotten close a couple times in the last 15 years, but they haven't actually sealed the deal. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So Boston Celtics with an asterisk of it's coming from a New Yorker, so fuck them Celtics. And
Damn
then who was the other team? I'm sorry.
But the team I'm gonna pick will be the Denver Nuggets. I will pick them to
Denver
repeat.
Nuggets. Oh, the repeat. Okay.
I'm gonna go with Yoke to
I like
repeat
that.
one more time. Now I
like
will
that.
say this though, was kind of worrisome with the Denver Nuggets. Jamal Murray. Jamal did get hurt in the win against the Lakers. He played through it and hit that game winner. But remember that adrenaline can keep you going for that game. It's what happens after you rest up and that next day. That's what happened to a lot of players in the past, and that can happen to him too. So we're gonna have to keep an eye on how he's gonna be. But yeah, if he's healthy going forward, yeah, I would pick Denver to get it done. Even though I'm so excited for this next series, the series with Denver against the Minnesota Wolves, which I thought I'll never say. I'm so excited for a series with Denver and the Minnesota Timberwolves. I didn't think I would ever say that, ever. I'm not even planning on being funny. I'm dead serious.
Right.
Never thought I would say that in my whole life. But I am. And I will say the winner of that series, if Minnesota ended up winning, then I would think they're going to be the ones to get out of the West.
Oh, okay.
But
okay,
it's crazy. Yeah, it's so crazy.
Yeah.
But this is the series of who's going to get out of the West. Again, my pick is Denver, but yo, Minnesota and them boys, man, Ant-Man,
they might be a problem.
Woo! That Minnesota team has something else. And what's so crazy about it, this is the last thing. I saw something where when Minnesota won a playoff series, and I don't know how crazy, this is so crazy. ESPN was saying that the last time Minnesota won a playoff series was like, I think KG's Kevin Garnett back in 2004 or 3, something like that. And then that fan who was there for that series was also there for the series that they just won. So that fan was there for both of those things 10, 15 years later, which is crazy.
Yeah, for sure.
Crazy.
What's up, Cam in the house? He's making the jokes. Look, Cam is hilarious in one of our group chats as far as the Photoshop goes. And so he photoshopped me as Magneto. But with all this stuff going on, he called me the Magbeto of children, and then Magpedo as the guy called me a pedophile. He was like Magpedo over here. So that shit is fucking cracking me up. It was really funny.
I love it.
All right, cool. Good picks. We're gonna move into some comic related news.
Yeah.
Let's do that. You were talking about Ultimate Spider-Man, the new series that has been out. I only know that the resale of Ultimate Spider-Man issue number 1 has been crazy. I mean, honestly, looking back at all the Ultimate Spider-Man issues and Ultimate Comics in general from the early 2000s that I've put in my dollar bins, I'm finding it hard to believe that there is such a strong resale market for Ultimate Spider-Man number 1 yet again. But I have heard, and I think you're going to confirm for me here, that the story has been pretty solid. So what you got for us?
So we're going to talk about it. It's been really dope. And when they did basically the Ultimate Invasion and everything, where the ultimate Reed Richards, the evil Reed Richards from the Ultimate Universe, where this dude, he wants the Ultimate Universe back. Yeah, he wants his universe back. And when he's putting in process to get his universe back, and he goes and he makes sure the Avengers have different lives, basically, like Captain America stays frozen, Thor's, dealing with a situation where he's not getting the hammer, he's locked away. Tony gets blamed for something that he didn't actually do, but it pretty much forces him out of things. And Spider-Man was the real kicker, where he made sure Peter did not get bit by the spider. I was sitting there like, damn, I'm wondering where this is gonna go. Like, especially with Spider-Man was the main one. I'm like, what are they gonna do with Peter? Because that's interesting. Is this gonna be one of those things where they just like completely be like, well, no Spider-Man? Nah, they're gonna have to do something with him. And damn it, they did. I love how when the issue starts, you got him, you showing his family. He's married to Mary Jane, he has his 2 kids, and this is an older Peter. This isn't teenage Peter, which we're used to when Spider-Man series start. We got teenage Peter, right? Like, we got a younger Peter at least.
Right.
Nah, this guy's like in his 30s, maybe even close to his 40s. I don't know, but he's definitely in his 30s. And what grabbed me the most, honestly, and I love how they foreshadowed it perfectly, because like in the beginning, you see his daughter, like you're reading, and his daughter is playing with like a crystal ball, and he tells her, hey, don't play with that. Like, it looks like crystal ball. And he's like, hey, don't play with that. That's something very serious. It's not, he says it's not a toy. And we come back to that later. But anyway, when he goes to the Daily Bruegel and he gets up in there, what grabbed me from the instant, he goes, JJ screaming as normal, but there's another person at the desk next, and it's Uncle Ben. Uncle Ben is alive and well.
Right.
And that what grabbed me right then and there. I was like, oh shit, that's pretty cool. I want to see what they do with this. And man, seeing that JJ and Uncle Ben are friends, and not just friends, they're best friends. And like JJ and Peter has like this relationship where like he called Peter to the side and he was like, have you ever wore a tie? He's putting a tie on him, showing him how to put it on. They're having like this really cool conversation where he's like, look, man, if I'm, I might not always be here to look out for your uncle. I need you to make sure you look out for him. And then like we can look out for him together. And they have like this wholesome moment. I'm just like, man, I like this, man. I like this a lot. Like I'm really like feeling it. Like, it's really cool. And then like they have that moment where you find out that, so the thing that Iron Man was blamed for was like, there was like an explosion in his tower that basically killed like a bunch of people in New York or whatever. And Tony was blamed for it. Where it wasn't him, actually. Obviously, it was like the stuff, Evil Reed was doing his stuff behind the scenes, and the Illuminati and all that crap. And they basically set up everything where a satellite actually shot into the tower, and it made it seem like it was Tony's fault, but it wasn't. But you end up finding out, though, that Aunt May died when that explosion went off.
Oh, shit.
As well as Norman Osborn.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. So they're talking, because they go out and leave the Bruegel. They go out and they're having this conversation where you're learning all this stuff, and they're going to like this memorial place that happens like every year. And then Harry shows up and he's like, reading and talking about it, and, blah, blah, giving his like, eulogy or whatever. And they pretty much do this like every year or whatever. And then like the series it continues to go on. And then like you're reading and learning like this world. The thing that I also, I'm going to go back to Uncle Ben. That's really cool too, though, real quick, is that when like Uncle Ben, you can see the relationship him and Peter have. It's different from obviously what him and Aunt May have, where obviously Aunt May was more like, the loving aunt, like the motherly, where Uncle Ben is definitely like that father figure, but more stern. Sure. But at the same time, you still see that lovingness, but he's definitely much more of a harder shell, because he would not open up too much about how he felt about Aunt May's death. Like, obviously it hurt, but he never really opened up to Peter. Like, I'm pretty sure that was that moment where he's crying and they're hugging and stuff like that. Like, he wasn't gonna get that. What the dragon got? What the dragon got?
Final Dragon is making some jokes. He said, "You forgot to mention that Aunt May had feral cats out on the streets turning tricks for Meow Mix."
See,
What?
we're trying to have
What?
like wholesome moments right now. You know?
Yeah. What? What?
What?
What?
I love you, Dragon.
Shit.
But like you can see like that's the relationship, and it's going to be more interesting to see how that develops moving forward. But they go on, they get back to the deli, and you see JJ walks out, and he's upset, and he essentially quits. And it's like, interesting. And then when he quits, you get to Uncle Ben walks into the room. He's like, hold on, Peter, let me see what's going on. He goes to the room, and you know who's there? The Kingpin. The Kingpin is now in charge of the
Wilson.
daily. That's his now. But
well, I guess that's a logical. Actually, you know what? I'm surprised they haven't done that before.
But here's the thing, though. What makes it even more interesting?
Okay.
He was put there by the Illuminati.
Oh,
but
shit.
This Illuminati is not necessarily like the heroes that we remember from Oz. This is like we'll probably get to that eventually. But the people, at least who's shown up, is like, yeah, you know, you follow what we tell you to do. And it's like, whoa, Kingpin's getting bossed around like this. My man literally told him, you know, you follow what me and my associates tell you what to do. Like, you don't do anything unless we tell you to. And you just like, you're only in these places because we put you there.
Wow.
I'm like, wow. Huh. And you can see Fist ain't feeling that. But at the same
time, that's uncharacteristic of Mr.
Yeah. Like, usually, you know, Kingpin would have been like, man, kiss my ass. I'll break your neck right here now. Dare you say that to me.
Right.
But this Kingpin, he took it. Now, this is one part that I will say that I think some fans was upset about. Old Robbie. Mr. Robertson.
Robbie Robertson?
Yeah. So, you know how he is in the main continuity, and usually in every other continuity. He's usually I'm going to do what's right no matter what.
Of course.
Well, when Kingpin was explaining the situation on why JJ quit, and it was basically that they're going to do the news how they want to do it, and it's not necessarily going to be the truth, it's whatever sells, and it's like a kind of crappy way of doing things, kind of shady. Ben kind of looked at Robbie and was like, how you feel about this? And that dude told him straight up, and he was like, I got 2 years left before I retire. So to collect my full pension, I'm just going to do whatever I have to do.
Yeah, just don't get fired.
Yeah. I think a lot of fans...
I don't blame them on that.
Right. My argument for some of those people was like, you got to remember what the Ultimate Universe is basically built off of. It's built off of what if superheroes was brought into our real life world? They was brought into our modern world. That's what the Ultimate Universe is built off of. That's the concept of it. So in a reality thing, Robbie ain't going to act all like, oh my God, I got to do what's right. Tomorrow could be my retirement day. No, this is wrong. I'm going to do what's right. That's not realistic. Realistically, he's thinking like a real person would in real life, not a comic book. So it made sense to me that he did that.
For sure.
Still sucks because we know how Robbie is, but at the same time, I was like, I get it.
Yeah.
I mean, I ain't mad. I get it.
I can't be mad at that.
I can't be mad at that. But Kingpin basically broke it down and was like, yo, man, look. You can be in charge, Ben. Like, you're the best. Like, hey, JJ's gone. You can be in charge now. You could be the head that we're going to keep, keep all this new pay rate. It's going to be insane, blah, blah, blah. He tells them all these great benefits and all these, like, so basically it's up to you what you want. And I love this. Uncle Ben just looks at him. Then he smiles as if he's going to be like, yeah, I'm on board. And he just turns around. He walks away. He kind of looks at Peter while he's walking out, but then he keeps moving. He grabs his stuff. He gets in the elevator right with JJ. JJ smiles, and they take the elevator down. They both quit together.
Okay.
And I was like, that was dope.
For sure.
I was like, that was dope. But to sum this thing up, because I just want to really talk about this particularly, just to kind of get people on it. But when they go to like the No Name bar, which is so cool because usually in the main continuity, that bar is usually like a magic bar where you have to like magic powers to get in there usually. You know, might have some villains in there here and there. This time it's a regular bar, which makes sense again. When they go to that bar and they're trying to figure out, what do we do next? And they're like, yo, maybe we should start our own, our own daily brews, our own news, thing. And that's basically what they end up doing eventually. But Peter eventually shows up and he sits down and he's like, yo, seriously, Uncle Ben, like, please explain to me, how did you just throw your life away in seconds? And, Uncle Ben breaks it down perfectly. He's like, look, man, Aunt May's dead. You're a grown-ass man with a family. I don't have to, like, take care of you, like, have the responsibility, like, oh, my God, I got to have money to take care of you at this point.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, obviously, you're my life, but at the same time, in terms of me as an individual, all I have left is the truth, is the news, is my integrity, and the way I want my life to continue to be, and my morals. That's all I have left. So I'm going to go through the path of what I feel is right, and so I can look myself in the mirror and be happy.
Mm-hmm.
So this is the decision I decided to make, and I'll figure it out. I'll figure out money for myself, but that's not nothing for you to worry about. You got your own responsibilities. Now I'm going to handle mine. And I was like, I love it.
With great power comes great responsibilities.
Yeah, right. That pretty much. But when Peter's talking, like hearing that, he kind of like break down. He's like, yeah, something's not right with my life. Like, I feel like I'm not who I'm supposed to be.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I feel like I'm not doing what I'm put on this earth to do. Like, something was tucking from me and I don't know what, and I don't know what to do. And Uncle Ben just basically tells him, like, just do what you feel you need to do. Like, what you feel is right, go do it. Don't be afraid to do it. Like, go handle your business.
What is he, Nike? Just do it.
Just do it, bro. Just do it. Yeah, there was like a Nike ad right in the back. No, they all had Nikes on the whole time when you actually read it. Wait a minute.
Damn. Okay, Marvel.
Characters are wearing Nikes. What the fuck?
That's funny. But yeah, no, I'm with you.
But Peter goes home and he goes to Lois. And I'm Lois, Jesus Christ, Mary Jane, Jesus Christ, Lois.
I know
Lois
you meant. I know you meant.
Shows up. He's like, yo, you banging my girl? No.
Yeah. Yo, the crossover event you never expected. Peter
and
fucking
it was crazy about it. Even
wife.
Superman is wearing Nikes.
Yeah. No, he's wearing Adidas. It's a fucking.
He's wearing Adidas. Yeah, it's a rivalry right there, baby.
That's hilarious.
But he goes home to Mary and he's like talking to her about the situation, about how he feels something's not right. And she just asks him straight up. She's like, well, what is this? Does this change anything with us? And he's like, no, of course not. And so she's like, oh, okay. Well, if that's the case, then again, just do it. Just go for it. Like, I believe in you. Go for it, Tiger. The normal Mary Jane stuff.
Yeah.
Cool. So now he goes outside. He goes up, he goes outside. He's on his roof and he's standing there and he's looking at the rest of the city. And then he looks down and you get back to that crystal ball. And then it goes to the past, like maybe a week or two before. And that crystal ball basically is like a beacon where it shows the image, a hologram, I should say, of Tony. And Tony's telling him, he's like, look, Peter Parker, we never met, but this message is coming 6 months into the future. So for you, this isn't for me, this is the past. For you, this will be 6 months in the future. And I'm here to tell you that your life was taken from you. The life that you have is not necessarily the life that you were supposed to live. You were supposed to do greater things than what you have accomplished. Like, no matter what you have done, it may be hard to believe, but you were supposed to be something really special. And he was like, that was taken from you. And you now have a choice. I'm hoping, because he was like, there's like others. And he was basically, I guess, pretty much saying the Avengers. I think it's like 6 others, whatever. Basically the Avengers. He was like, there was others whose life was altered and taken from them as well. I'm hoping 6 months from now, when I come to find you, it will be you standing next to those heroes, and then we will go from there. But this choice is up to you. He was like, I was framed on, like, they blame me and frame me for the explosions and the deaths of a lot of people when it wasn't me. But again, in 6 months, I can explain that better. The choice is yours on what you want to do. And then it gets back to the present time, and he opens up this crystal ball, whatever I'm calling it, crystal ball. He opens up this thing, and what's inside is a tube. What's in the tube is the spider that was supposed to bite him. So he sits there and he thinks about it. He's like, yeah, I wanna live the life that I feel like I'm supposed to live.
Right.
He takes that spider out and it bites him, and then Spider-Man is born.
Damn. Okay.
Like, isn't that dope?
Yeah. Okay. I like that.
Yeah. Like, it's such a cool series, and even something like the first time he fights a real villain, like, it's the Shocker, of course, right? Shocker! Like, even that, you see his inexperience, because Shocker, like, dukes him, like, 2 times and, like, just tricks him with the simplest stuff. Like, you know what, man? Yeah, you convinced me. I should stop my ways. I'm going to put this money back. I'm robbing this bank. I'm going to put this money back. And I'm sorry. And Peter's like, oh, really? He's like, no, stupid, and shoots him across the city. Like, it's stuff like that. Like you see the inexperience and, like, him learning on the fly on what to do.
What is Vinyl talking about? He just said there was that one story a few years back where Peter was so drunk he tried to fuck Groot. What?
Here's the thing, though.
What?
He might be telling the truth.
Did Peter actually try to fuck Groot?
I mean, there's a lot of stories where when Peter gets drunk, he does do some weird stuff and makes some very questionable decisions.
Okay.
He seems to be a guy who can't handle his liquor.
Okay.
So maybe. But then at the same time, it's like, this is Vinyl, so
I feel like he would have to take a lot of liquor to get him actually fucked up. Because I know it's not like the metabolic rate like necessarily like Logan.
No, because he does have a super high metabolism, like really, really high.
Yeah, but it's still high.
Yeah.
So it's not like Flash, where Flash can never get drunk, or Superman or whoever. It's we're talking about Peter Parker, so he could technically, I think, get drunk, but it's gonna take him.
Yeah, because he has gotten drunk before and done some really, like, what the fuck moments for Peter. So yeah,
a fifth of Everclear, I think, is gonna be what it takes.
Just but oh my god, there's exactly, just go ham on it. It's just like, just thinking of just some of the crazy Spider-Man. There's just so many great Spider-Man stories. Yeah, so many great Spider-Man moments. And this right here,
this is up on
I think this series is going to get I think it's going to get even better and better. Obviously, it's going to get sadder and sadder because I'm just saying, I know Uncle Ben's probably going to die eventually. Like, something really bad's going to happen because, again, Peter's life, in the grand scheme of things, have been pretty good
so far.
It's Spider-Man. He can't have a good life. So bad things are going to start to break down.
Yeah, he's never happy. Poor Peter. He's never happy. Like Mark Grayson. He's just never happy.
He's just never happy, man. Poor Peter.
I was joking about that with Dave, who's been on our podcast before, but I was joking about that with Dave where that Mark is similar to Peter, where he's just like, things can never really go his way. I feel like, as far as up to what I'm reading anyway. Like, I feel like it just doesn't matter what's happening, shit's always gonna fall for Mark Grayson.
No, it's not. And remember when they was doing the shit with especially when they did the Spider-Verse, and the more recent one with Otto Octavius as Spider-Man, even with all that cool stuff. Remember, there was that moment where he was meeting all the other Spider-Mans, and he was just like, "Is your life as bad as mine?" And they was just like, my life is great. I got kids and shit." And other dudes like, "Oh, my life is excellent." They all just sitting there like, "What? Your life sucks?" And he's like, "Oh, I guess it's just mine." And it's like that awkward moment, and they all bust out laughing. It's like, "No, our life sucks too. I'm pretty sure those kids aren't even mine. I got cancer." Like,
goddamn.
Yeah, that's kind of that's kind of how it works.
It's crazy. It's
Like
crazy.
it's so bad. It like because I remember there was even a story that was it doesn't necessarily involve Peter completely. It's more of a Deadpool thing. But I remember there
Yeah.
was one story where Deadpool like was talking about how his face is all messed up and this and that and how he's sad and this and that. And then Peter was like, you know, he took his mask off and he's like, because at that point in time, everything was going great for Deadpool. And he was like, well, only bad thing is my face. And then he took the mask off and that was cleared. And Peter was like, there's nothing wrong with your face. And then Peter figured out, like, oh, yeah, your healing factor has actually healed your face, but it's because of the mental strain that you put on yourself and the sadness you have. That stress is what's making your face completely fucked up. It will continuously make you look bad. It's the stress that you're putting on yourself.
Damn.
And then eventually in that same story, it goes down to like they had to kill like Pixie or whatever. And then like Spider-Man didn't really want to do it, but Deadpool had like he was like, I'm the one who can actually do this. He didn't want to, because the thing about Deadpool, as much killing as he does, in most Deadpool stories, he doesn't really want to kill somebody like innocent people or somebody who doesn't deserve to necessarily die.
No, he won't kill someone who don't. Yeah, exactly like what you
Right.
said. Yeah, someone who doesn't
So he
deserve it.
knew he had to be the one to kill Pixie. He was the only one that can do it and like live with it. And he knew Peter would never be able to live with it. So he killed Pixie. And then after he did it, his face went right back because of the guilt and how bad he felt about the situation. His face went back to being bad. And I was like,
Damn.
oh, that's deep.
Damn. That's crazy.
Yeah.
I like
So it's
that.
like, it's some crazy stuff, man. It's some good shit. But no,
For
I'm really
sure.
feeling that Spider-Man stuff. Like this new Ultimate Spider-Man, I think is way more cooler than the original Ultimate Spider-Man. I know we got miles out of it, and that's awesome. But no, this one
Yeah,
here
I feel
has
like
been like way
150
more.
issues though. Let's be real. We didn't get
No,
miles until like 150 issues deep.
no, I got you. I'm just saying, like this caught me so quickly, and I'm like, man, I'm really feeling this. Where the other one did not catch me like that. Like it took a while. I
So
never hated
yeah.
it, but like the first issue wasn't like, oh man, this shit is dope. Like I can't wait.
No,
It was like,
it
no,
was
it's all right.
the last Ultimate Spider-Man was almost, it wasn't like a shot for shot remake, but it was pretty close. And like what I liked about the last series, because I read through, I swear, like 60 issues in a couple days. Like it's very
Mhm.
easy to read.
Yes.
So you can blow through it. It's like without a problem. If you like Spider-Man, especially if you have a somewhat
Yeah.
concept of his
Yeah.
story and his background, you're gonna blow through the story. Bendis does a very good job with the characters and
Mm-hmm.
keeping the story pretty much right there. And like it's not a bad read at all. Like I'm not
Not
gonna
at
sit here and
all.
knock it, but yeah, it's not like it's groundbreaking. It's not something
Right.
that like you've never read before
Right.
when it comes to Spider-Man. So
Right.
yeah, the last Ultimate series definitely not that, but yeah, like what you're saying with this new Ultimate series, it sounds like they're changing a couple things. They're switching it
Mm-hmm.
up a little bit, and they're making
In a
it
good way.
interesting and catching some readers. Yeah, exactly, in a good way. So that's good.
In a good way. And again, like I want to make sure I clarify, just like what you were saying, I'm definitely not saying, oh man, Ultimate Spider-Man beforehand sucked. Absolutely not. Definitely not saying that.
Mhm.
Definitely enjoyed it too. It's just this, it didn't grip me like this one did off the gate. Like this one was just like, oh, this is really dope. Like this is crazy. I want to really see where this continues to go. I want to see how this evolves and more. Where, like you said, the other one was definitely more of like you kind of get an idea of what's gonna happen. Like
Yeah,
it's like, okay, I see where we're going here.
yeah,
Even though I will admit the way he died in the original Ultimate Spider-Man was kind of like, really?
yeah, yeah. A
I
little
was
bit,
kind of like, I mean, because even like Captain America was like kind of getting him, like, I told you not to do it. And I was kind of like, you didn't have to jump in the way.
right?
Like, Captain's kind of right. Like, you really didn't have to.
They had to kill him to bring in
Yeah, they had to
yeah,
kill him, but they did it in
yeah,
such a way where it was really dumb. Definitely, because
right,
even when the angle from the shot was, it was like, even if Captain got hit, I don't think that would have killed him.
right.
So it was like, that was kind of stupid. But no, I get it. They had to kill him. So they was like, well, this is what we're going to do. Like, oh, well.
Right.
And man, so many people were so upset about that. Like, oh my God, they killed a kid. And it was like, well, I mean, Have you guys really not watched read X-Men at all? Because kids die a whole lot in X-Men.
Oh my god.
Like
Like
kids
it's
die
every
a
other
whole
book.
lot in X-Men. If you're a mutant, man, you screwed, bro.
Yeah.
I don't matter what
Absolutely.
age you are.
Absolutely. I'm
Yeah,
with you.
so oh
All
no,
right. So Chris, aka Black Santa, he's got the thumbs up approval on the new Ultimate Spider-Man series. So go ahead and check that out if you haven't already. Moving on to some Marvel movie news.
uh-huh.
We have a Captain American for the Brave New World. We have some news about that. So a slight spoiler, I guess, but not really because we have talked about this before. So McDonald's released their toys, and it's Captain America, Brave New World, Cap 4. And among those toys was a Red Hulk figure.
Okay.
You know how I feel about shit getting spoiled about or by a toy.
I know.
It's so silly and so ridiculous. We haven't really heard shit about this movie up until now. I feel like we've heard tiny things, like maybe some casting announcements here and there, but we
Now
haven't
it's
really
finally
heard
getting pushed
any
back.
groundbreaking news. We have, of course, heard that Thunderbolt Ross was recasted with Harrison Ford. We talked about that on this podcast, so we knew eventually Red Hulk was probably a possibility for the MCU.
Of course.
But now we're seeing more and more that Cat 4 is likely going to be where Red Hulk debuts. So do with that information as you want.
How do you feel about that?
I don't know. I feel like this movie is not going to do well in the box office, regardless of who they put into this movie. It's just not. I feel like the costume has been corny. That even
I
with the
agree.
Falcon and Winter Soldier, when Sam gets the Captain America costume, I feel like the costume's kind of corny.
Yeah.
I feel like the fact that Winter Soldier is not going to be in the movie, I feel like that's kind of like taking away that dynamic that Sam and Bucky had.
Yeah, I'm with you
It's
on that.
taking that away a little bit.
It's such a stupid
Then they got the new Falcon Taurus. They like released an image of him. So both these motherfuckers are going to be in flying suits. That's kind of corny to me.
Yeah.
Like they both basically have the same power, except one of them has the super soldier serum and the other one don't.
Yeah.
So that's kind of whatever, or not even the soldier serum, right? Sam don't have it.
No,
He just
Sam
has
don't
the
have
shield.
the so he
Yeah,
don't have
so one
any
of them has a shield and the other one don't. So like,
yeah, that's
they
basically all it
really
boils down
like,
to. Yeah, Sam don't even have
yeah.
that.
So like, they're the same dude. Just
Maybe
one of
he's
them
the
has a
discount
shield.
Captain America, really.
They're both
He's the
discount.
Walmart Captain America.
They're both great value Captain America.
The great value version in Walmart, yeah.
So one of them can just throw a shield better than the other one. So I don't know, man. Like, I'm not feeling this movie, man.
No, I'm not neither. It's very
Honest.
strange.
Yeah. Just like, I don't know. So we got that info, but it is, we'll see, I guess. I'm not gonna go see it in theaters unless this trailer is just some like absolute mind fuck where I'm like, oh, I need to see what happens. And it's not gonna be me in the theater seat. I can tell you that.
Ooh, wow, damn. I guess this would be the one that I gotta go see. It is a weird one because, like, definitely with that news of Red Hulk being there, it's not because it makes you want to. So, I'm assuming regular Hulk is not gonna be there.
I'm gonna assume, but who knows at this point?
Yeah, who knows? Maybe he is there to fight him, but so are we gonna have like?
Are you telling me that
Sam
Sam and
Wilson
Torres
beating
are
Red
gonna
Hulk?
fucking take down Red Hulk? Because that's
That's what I'm
crazy.
saying. Yeah, like, is he gonna beat him now?
Yeah.
Are they gonna jump him and still win? Like, I don't know. That's questionable. Is that the main villain now? I don't know. And again, that would be kind of weird if that's their main overall villain, and it's like, damn, y'all continue to just shit on the Hulk, huh? That man can't even get any of his villains, and he ain't in a movie with his own guys, huh? It's just like, nah, we put your villains in somebody else's movie. I don't know, man. I'm with you though. It's definitely not exciting. I mean, I've said it before. I just the MCU just hasn't been exciting me, man. It's just more disappointing news after news after news, where it's just like you just hear more and more fans just like, ah, man, I'm out. Like you're just hearing it more and more. Just like fans are just like, I'm done, man. Or it's just like, I don't care. We'll see what happens. Like it's not that excitement anymore. It was like, man, I can't wait for the next movie and this and that. The discussions and stuff is more of like, man, how they gonna fuck it up this time? what we talk about them with negativity. So I don't know, man. It's pretty lame right now, man.
Yeah, it is. Well, especially with that, I don't know. I'm kind of whatever about it. So
Yeah.
we'll see. We have more Marvel related movie news. We have Deadpool and Wolverine going through reshoots right now that'll last through May. That's not great news.
That's not great at all.
No. I don't know any time I've been like, oh, this movie is going through reshoots 2 months before it fucking comes out. That's
Great.
yeah, I'm sure it's gonna be great.
No.
So that
Unfortunately, it doesn't turn out that way. Hey, maybe this could
yeah.
be one of the first, but I doubt it.
I don't know if they're like panicking with how much attention that the trailer brought or what happened, what's going on, what's happening. I don't
But
know.
here's my thing though. Like, if they're panicking off of this right there is the worst sign for me. That is the worst sign because you should have known this was gonna blow up.
Oh,
Not
I
even
mean,
just because it's Deadpool and Wolverine. Ryan Reynolds and Hugh Jackman have some of the best chemistry.
oh
And
yes.
everybody for years have want them to do more things together. So
Right.
now they're put in the perfect situation where it's like Hugh Jackman, you can say what you want, but in my opinion, what made him the big star was Wolverine.
Mm-hmm.
And then Ryan Reynolds has been overall,
I
in the
don't think
grand
there's any
scheme of things, been
questioning
doing
about
a
that.
great job as Deadpool.
Right.
So you putting those two together, how did you not think this was going to be like the thing that blows the internet up for at least a day or so? Like, come on now, you got to know this was going to be huge. So it's like if you're panicking, like, oh my god, this did better than we. No, this is worst case scenario. Like now, I am completely like, nope, ship is sinking. Got to
Yeah,
get off. Like,
I don't want to jump straight to sinking. It's just like
I'm
it
saying
worries.
if they're panicking off of that, to me, it's sinking. Come
Right.
on, you can't be
Right.
panicking off of that.
Right. Yeah, I don't know, man. Maybe it's panic. Maybe it's
Yeah.
there's maybe it's just some voice things that they
Mm,
who knows. Like sometimes the media gets a little out of hands with their articles. So when they're like, oh, they got to reshoot, blah blah blah. Maybe it's just a couple of things that need to be touched up post. Like they're both wearing masks, right? Or at least
mm,
Deadpool's wearing masks. So sometimes things need to be resaid. It could be something like that, you know. So let's be fair.
yes.
But if they're doing full scene reshoots, yeah, then
Ooh.
I'd be a little bit upset.
I'll be a little, yeah, I'll be more concerned too then. Yeah. No, I'm with you. You're right. Let's be fair. So let's kind of see. But no, you're right though, for sure. If this whole scene's now, like, yeah, we had to reshoot the entire ending scene because it came out terrible. Excuse me? Huh. Okay.
All
This
right.
movie comes out when? So
Here's something that should surprise nobody.
mm,
Craven has been pushed back from a release date in August to a release date in December. So that is being pushed back already. Whether that has to do with reshoots or not, you should just already know that this movie is not going to be great.
not at all. I mean, this is gonna
The
be just
Tiger
like
Blood
Morpheus.
Charlie Sheen Craven is just not going to be fantastic.
This is not going to be fantastic at all. Um, wow. Just like Morpheus, just like Madam Web, Craven's going to be the third one. That's going to be beyond terrible, and then they're going to probably have a fourth one, and they're going to make their own Fantastic Four with this. But this is
Well, we've been
unbelievably
saying
not
that they're
shocking.
going for a Sinister Six for a while, but
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
I mean,
This
we've
is
had Venom,
yeah,
Madam Web,
Venom.
Morbius,
Yeah.
yep, and now Craven.
And I mean, like you said, bro, and I'll say it again, this is unbelievably not shocking. I mean, this movie's gonna suck. Like, I wonder why they pushing it back because they know this movie's gonna suck. They're like, shit, let's push it back to see if we can make anything good out of it. Let's try to salvage this.
Push it back to the holidays, I guess, right?
Yeah. So this is gonna be terrible.
Vinyl Dragon says, would like Marvel to someday do something with ROM. I don't know, man. You're talking about, I mean, we going obscure with ROM. I mean, I get that there was like a whole toy thing going on
Yeah.
with it, and that's why they made the comics. Comics didn't even make it to 100 issues, you know.
Mm.
I don't know. I don't know with ROM. I would be, you know what? I would be interested with Marvel doing something with ROM if it was animated. ROM Space Knight animated shit. I think that would be dope. Like just like a little like similar to what they're doing with X-Men 97, which has been phenomenal, by the way. But if we just get some if we get some ROM Space Knight, you know, animated shit going, where it's like, you know, similar vibe as the X-Men 97, where it's basically geared towards kids, nothing serious. We're not taking a lot out of it, you know, just kind of throw it on Disney Plus. I'd get behind that for sure.
No, I'm with you on that, man. That'd be pretty cool. That'd be real dope. So hopefully, yeah. I mean, I don't know. I don't think we're gonna be getting that right now. I don't think that I don't think that's in their idea. We're gonna do a ROM animated series. I don't think that's in the market right now. I don't know. Who knows though? We might get that trailer literally once we go off air. The trailer just pops up.
Yeah. Like, damn it, I just sold my ROM one. They call that shit rom-com.
Rom-com, that's right, baby. That's right. So I don't know, man. That's some interesting stuff. But yeah, Marvel's in a very weird spot. But no, the X-Men has been awesome. Bastion is a really cool villain.
Yep.
So I don't know, man. I'm looking forward to more X-Men right now. We're getting
some good stuff out of the X-Men 97. I'm pretty excited to see if they continue. I would assume that they're going to continue doing it as far as like multiple seasons and everything like that goes. But yeah, I mean, I could not have asked for a better, you know, 6 episodes or 7 episodes wherever we're at. Because honestly, I was like, you know, it's going to be fun. It's just going to be a continuation of X-Men. It's not going to be anything that's actually going to make me, you know, pay attention necessarily. But then, you know, for those episodes, I was like, what the fuck? Like,
oh shit,
yeah. And then I had to show it to my sister and her husband, and Ben. Her husband is you know, grew up reading comics and is a fan of Marvel and stuff. And when he watched that first episode, he was like, yo, I gotta watch the rest of them like right now.
Yeah, no, because it's dope,
like,
man.
Yeah, it was pretty crazy. So
it's dope, man. They had such great moments, man. And again, they picked such a great villain. Oh my god, dude, seriously. Because I'm just thinking of some of the stories with Bastion. There's been some excellent shit. I mean, oh my god, like especially that one when he was hunting down Hope Summers.
Okay.
And this would have been when Cable and her were together, and Cable did not like her powers haven't developed yet, and all she really was just somebody who was trained by Cable who can, you know, do a little bit of military stuff, but she didn't have her powers and stuff. And you know, it's that prophecy of her, because this is basically pretty much after House of M, where the prophecy was like she's going to bring in like a lot more mutants, and it was the thing about with the Phoenix Force. Okay. And that story was just amazing, man. Like Cyclops was a beast. He was doing some crazy shit. It's probably the best Cyclops fans ever got to 8 when this dude was on like that somewhat villain thing, and eventually he did kind of become a villain. But like, oh my god, Cyclops was making like crazy decisions, but it was dope. He like when X-Force really got going, and the X-Men actually found, like the other X-Men found out what X-Force is, because when like they was like they was being hunted down by some, I think it was like those I'm forgetting the name, but the fanatics who like hate mutants or whatever. God, I'm forgetting their names.
The Brotherhood?
No, not the Brotherhood. No, they hate mutants. Because the Brotherhood is like, you know, Magneto's thing mainly. God, I cannot remember their freaking names. It's gonna come to me like literally maybe a minute or two. But anyway, they was being hunted by those guys, and like X-23 came and she was like interrogating them, and then like the dude was like, I ain't gonna talk, you can kill us. okay. And she literally put her claw right through my man's head. And like Nightcrawler's like, oh my God, no. What are you doing? And Wolverine shows up and he's like killing him. They're like, what the hell is going on here? And like Wolverine's like, yo, we got sanctioned by the head guy. Cyclops? Yep. And then Cyclops come on, like using Emma Frost, who's like projecting like, him to them in their mind. And he's like, yeah, I'm the one who created X-Force and I gave them the right to do whatever it needs to get it done. But anyway, that story was just really, really dope. Man, God, man, X-Men has some great stories, bro. Like seriously, X-Men has some excellent stories, man.
For sure.
So that's what makes it so easy, though, in the grand scheme of things. With 94, you have so many great stories that you can use and kind of build off of, definitely from what's happened in more recent years, and you can adapt that to continue on the story from in the 97s, whatever, and you can just make some really cool stuff, and that's really what they've been doing. Because like even in that story I was talking about, Magneto had such a boss moment when like all of the like robots and sentinels and showed up and everything, and Magneto at this point was still banged up and hurt, and he was like still not even nowhere near 100%. He just wakes up in the room with Hank McCoy and he's just like, what's the situation? Beast kind of tells him what's going on. My man just gets out of his bed, goes straight out the front door, goes straight to those sentinels, just starts fucking everybody up. And then like they're sitting there reading, they're like, oh shit, this is bad. But they're like, oh, he's only at like 32%. We can fuck him up. And he's like, you guys underestimate me. He used like pretty much all the power he had left to like take out at least the enemies that was there. And then he was pretty much out of commission for the rest of the thing. But still, like Magneto has so many boss moments that is just like, dude, how can you not love Magneto?
Exactly.
Seriously.
And the best part about Magneto is that like it's hard to even call him a villain necessarily.
Right.
Because he's technically on the same side as the mutants. He's just trying to go about certain things with humanity like a different way, in a more violent and gruesome way, albeit, but still a different way. And in his own head, he's definitely not. He's like, I'm not a bad person. I'm not a villain. I'm not anything. I'm just what humanity has made me. From the Holocaust through today, he's just like, y'all had a multitude of opportunities to accept me and treat me correctly, and every time I'm greeted with hatred and ignorance and violence, and so why wouldn't I respond appropriately? Is basically what that's what he is. He's just like, why wouldn't I treat you the same way that you're treating me?
Yep, exactly. You hammer right on the nail. Exactly how Magneto is, and it's just like Magneto's so similar to like how the original Sith and Jedi kind of was before it got all murky and stuff. But it was like Sith and Jedi had the same goal. They just was getting there in different ways.
Right.
And you can definitely make the argument Magneto care about mutants more than Charles did. Like he was fully on board with, I'm gonna do whatever was beneficial for the mutant race.
I've
Definitely
made the joke
how these guys treat us.
That Charles caused most of the X-Men's problems, but it's honestly like it's a little bit true. Like Charles did cause a lot of problems for the X-Men.
No, he did. No, that's true. No, he kind of did. I ain't gonna sit there and lie and say
if from day one it was Magneto's Academy of Higher Learning, and Magneto was leading the X-Men, shit would be a lot different. I feel like most of them would still be alive and thriving, and maybe the humans would be like, you know what? Maybe we shouldn't fuck with the X-Men. I don't know. Maybe we shouldn't be trying to kill mutants all the time.
Maybe that situation where all those children was killed by those fanatics, those mutant kids was literally just hung and killed and put on crosses. Maybe that wouldn't have happened if Magneto was around.
That's right. That's right. And even in that story, when they were like, I don't understand why Magneto was so mad. Like, motherfucker, are you serious?
Right. What you mean you don't know why he's so mad? The fuck out of here. Like, Magneto needs to be mad. Like, I'm mad for him. Like, what the fuck?
Right.
Like, the hell wrong with you? Shit. No, Magneto's just it's just an excellent character. Like, excellent character. I love Magneto. Really cool guy.
Definitely. All right. Last thing that I have is video
Okay.
game related. I think it's the
Mm.
Batman Arkham Shadow teaser trailer.
Huh.
Unless you got anything else for us today, Chris.
Nah, I think that's it for this one. So let's see what this trailer is. I'm interested to see what the heck this is.
All right, let's go ahead and present it. Share screen. Official teaser trailer. All right, here we go.
All right.
Oh shit. Is this like a oh, no way. Yep. It's a Batman game on fucking one of those
VR.
yeah, the virtual reality things. That's
Okay,
crazy.
that makes more sense. It's a VR game. Okay. 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 I mean,
Potential to be absolutely crazy. I don't know,
potential.
like I've never played one of these VR games before. I know
I
that
played
might be
one
showing my age a
before.
little bit.
I played one before when I went to Charles' house. Because his son
Okay.
Alex has one, so he wanted me to
Yeah.
play, and I played like the Star Wars one. And I was like, oh, okay. I mean, I guess I can kind of see why. I don't know. Maybe I'm just too old. I'm just like, I want to stick to my controller. You know what I'm
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, is it disorientating? Because, like, I feel like it'll
saying?
just be, like, a little bit dizzying and
It
but
can
again,
be.
maybe I'm a little old.
It can be, but I also feel I feel like if you're a gamer like myself and done so much stuff, it's easier to adapt to it. But I
Okay.
definitely feel like if you're a newcomer to it and all the spinning around and stuff you're doing, it can be definitely disorienting. It can get you confused. It's definitely gonna get you tired and it's gonna get you a workout for sure. If you play it for a good period of time, they really got you
Yeah, you
moving.
just
But
straight have to, like, actually beat these motherfuckers up, so you're, like,
yeah,
punching
you got to move around.
punching
You can't. Yeah, you got to actually move around. You can't just stand there and do nothing. So
Oh, shit.
I mean, I don't know.
Okay.
Could be that could
Alright,
be
that's
something.
kinda cool. I
Not
like
not
it, I
not
like
not
it.
for me. Could be that could be something. Yeah, not for me. Man. So now we can start
Not for
getting that
you.
technology where we can do some Sword Art Online type shit. You know what I'm saying? I'm game for that. I mean, even though then
Okay.
you don't really have to move around, you literally just put the headset on and lay in your bed, and then you go into the virtual world and all that crazy stuff. But nah, yeah, I don't know. Got to definitely, obviously, got to see more. But with it being a VR game, they usually don't show too much anyway. So yeah,
Feel you. Yeah, yeah, with the trailer. It did say it was just a teaser, so I guess Batman's chasing the rats for this game.
yeah, I
Uh
guess so. He has nothing better to do. He's got to chase some rats now. So,
but it could be cool. I mean, especially for the kids, I'm sure
yeah,
could be pretty awesome.
yeah,
Just probably not for me. I definitely don't have the Oculus or the MetaQuest or whatever the fuck is going on there.
right.
So I will not be playing that game. I can
Saying
guarantee that.
I won't either. I
Yeah.
won't either.
All right. Anything else we got for this week, Chris?
Nah, man, I think we good. I think we good this week. I think we good.
All right. Well, we'll catch you next Wednesday for sure, 8 p.m. So catch us there, either live or on the replay. We appreciate y'all. Hit that like button for us if you're still sticking
Smash
around.
it.
Smash it and mash it. As always, we ask you to stay villainous and
Fuck the fantastic.